Alright everyone, it is Dokkan time again, and today's how to build is going to be for the new banner unit Pan. Now if you're new to the channel, I make Dragonball videos, and I primarily at the current moment make build videos for Dokkan battle units. We typically go through the breakdown of the unit, we go through defense numbers, equipment if they have it, and we go through the build suggestions, which are only suggestions. And then we go through role tips of kind of how to utilize the unit. But anyways, if you like my content, you like my personality, then please go ahead and maiden blast the like and subscribe button. And let's just go ahead and get right into it. So, now Pan is a very interesting unit. She has very few leader options. In fact, the only ones I would really suggest her to go on to are probably the new AGL Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta's team, and then the AGL Kid Goku's team. Now, the reason for this is going to become very immediately noticeable once we get into the passive. Her leader skill is GT Heroes or Hybrid Saiyans, Ki +3, 130. Her super attack, Maiden's Rage, is raise attack and defense for 1 turn, and she has a 50% chance of stunning the enemy while also raising allies' defense by 20% for 2 turns. Now this is amazing because if she additional supers, this means that she could get another 20% for 2 turns. Basically what I'm saying here is if she double supers, you got 40% off rotational support for defense. Now for those that don't know, off rotational support is calculated in such a different way that it actually is better. I'm not going to get into the technicalities of it, but just so you know, off rotational support is very, very good. Now, passive skill, attack and defense 200%, 50% chance to crit, damage reduction rate of 20%, randomly changes key spheres of a certain type to rainbow key sphere. And then GT Heroes or Youth category allies, Ki +2 attack and defense of 40%. So she's supporting GT Heroes and Youth on the rotation. When attacking with 12 or more Ki, attack and defense of 200% and damage reduction rate of 20%. So we're looking at 40% damage reduction naturally, as long as you hit 12 Ki. And as the second or third attacker in a turn, she's also giving GT Heroes or Youth category allies an additional attack and defense of 20% for 2 turns. So that's another off-rotational support that this girl is giving, but only the GT Heroes and Youth, whereas her super attack is for all allies. So that's something to keep in mind. Now, when all allies attacking the same turn are GT Heroes or Youth category characters, foresees enemies' super attack. So she has the Scouter effect, so long as all allies on the turn are GT Heroes or Youth category. Now this brings me back to when I was talking about the leader skill, or the leader point, in that you basically should only rock a full GT hero or Youth category team for Pan. Now, I'll get into this a little bit more when we get to her defense, which will very plainly understand why you need Scouter. When receiving a normal attack, damage reduction rate of 20%. So she has 60% damage reduction for normal attacks. After receiving an attack, launches 2 additional attacks, each of which has a 50% chance of super attacking. So that means she already can potentially triple super. Starting from the second turn from the character's entry turn, she'll get another attack and defense of 200%, and another attack plus 200% once, and launches 2 additional attacks, each of which has a 70% chance of becoming a super attack. And when there is a GT boss or Shadow Dragon enemy, she auto-crits. Very nice, very interesting. Link skills are Saiyan Warrior Race, All in the Family, Saiyan Lineage, Battle Diva, GT, Innocence, and Fierce Battle. I would say the only links that you should be focusing up on, and honestly that will probably ever be going off, is probably going to be All in the Family, Saiyan Lineage, and GT. Obviously Fierce Battle too, but otherwise most of these links like Battle Diva and Innocence probably just will not go off. Now, as far as her categories go, they're not that great. GT Heroes, Hybrids, Shadow Dragons, Youth, Goku Family, Bond of Friendship, Bond of Parent-Child, and Earthbred Fighters. Now, all of these are actually inherently good links, but because of her Scouter needing to be for GT Heroes or Youth, it really limits the amount of teams she can go on to. And her link partners are all but non-existent, really. Like, there is just nothing really going on here. B-Pan LR is not really a unit. Never, it has not been in quite some time. And as far as link partners go, we're missing key units in here that need EZAs and buffs. I mean, this GT Goten Gohan has needed an EZA for a while now. Otherwise, this would be an amazing supportive rotation. She links with herself on the Super Pan, but I don't think there will ever be a point that you'll actually be rocking them both at the same time while being able to have a full team of youth. I'd say it's possible, but it's not probable, if that makes sense. So as you can see, most of her link partners are pretty far and in between. She's not really here to link with anyone. She's not really here to do damage. She's here to support, find out where the super attack's coming from, and support off rotation. That's her point in the fight. So let's just go ahead and go look at her defense numbers. Now these defense numbers are compliments of Halvard over on Twitter. In slot 2 and 3, after receiving an attack, she can get her defense up to 800k. Yeah, 800k. It's not very much. It's actually not great at all. It's really low. This is meh. After her second appearance, it will get up to around the 1.5 million super range. But the thing is like, when you only have 50% chances to super attack, it's not likely that you'll be getting an additional super. Is it possible? Yeah, of course it is. But more than likely, you'll only be getting one super, 2 every now and again. So, although she has the potential to be triple quad supering with her hidden potential, of course, it's just not always going to happen. So, on average, I would just highly expect her to only double super at best and move on with your life. Her second appearance can be misleading because she has the potential to perform 6 super attacks. But considering 2 of them are 50% and then 70s and whatever your hidden potential is, it's just very unlikely it could happen. This is a very decent-esque number to be at, but just to hit decent defense is pretty bad. 40% she can really get up there in a good, decent amount, but what you're seeing here basically being subpar of 2 million defense, she's basically only surviving normals. Because she has the 60% damage reduction purely for normals and 40% for everything else. 40% is unfortunately not good enough. I mean, you're dying from a 4 or 5 and especially 6 million super attack. She's dodge or die at that point. But that's the point of her scouter. And that's why I don't suggest dodge, because dodge isn't going to help her. You give her what, 15% chance to dodge? I'm sorry. I would rather pay attention, put her onto a team where she's gonna get the scouter effect, and move her away from the super attack because I know she can tank normals. So I would say the best thing to do with Pan is to pay attention, put her on a GT Heroes or a full youth team. It is one of the two, not a mixture. It has to be one of the two, not a mixture. I really can't, I really have to emphasize that. So, yeah. Anyway, sorry if that was a little bit rude. Sorry, but sometimes you got to be a little bit abrasive to get the point across. Let's just go ahead to move on to our build suggestions before I lose my mind, because it's almost 1 a.m. after recording and studying all this in one day. Now, as far as her build suggestions go, her 55% is not going to be amazing. I would really just suggest giving her a level 5 additional and level 2 additional. There's not really much else that's going to do anything for her. A level 7 dodge won't do nothing. She doesn't need any crit because she pretty much, I mean, she's got 50% chance to crit, which is fine. Auto crits against specific enemies. Additional is the way to go. If you did get a second dupe of her, or one dupe specifically, which should be the bottom right-hand path at always bottom right-hand path, I would just go ahead and focus up on the additional once again. Level 9 with 3 nodes, and then with the equipment of level 5 silver and level 2 bronze, you can get up to a 16, level 16 additional, which would be a 32% chance to additional, and use the last node for a dodge, which would give you 3 dodge. Now, for her actual full-on dupes, 2 dupes or above, I would just once again gold equip, level 5 additional, focus up on the additional level 15 naturally before equipment, and then after equipment should pump you up to 27. That should give you a 54% chance to additional. Pretty good chance there. Additional is just the straight up way to go. I'm sorry, but as long as you're paying attention to what team you put her on, she's got Scouter, she's not going to get hit by a super, she's tanking normals, and every single super attack she does is just supporting the entire team off rotation. This is so valuable, and I can't stress enough that it's basically the entire point of using her. If you're not trying to take advantage of this off-rotational support or her Scouter ability, I don't know what you're using her for. So additional is the best way to go about her. Going full dodge is just doesn't make any sense, because then you're just not using her full capabilities. I do understand that there are some people that would probably be like, yeah, I want to throw her onto a team with a mixture of units, not just full on GT heroes or youth. I understand that, but the problem is that being able to guarantee yourself the ability to see the enemy's super attack coming in to save her versus a 16% chance to dodge is just ridiculous. I would just personally suggest that you just put her on a full GT heroes or a youth team. That is it. Not a mixture. Once again, it has to be one or the other. But to each their own. If you really so choose to play devil's advocate and just go full dodge and not want to support your team with 20% defense, then that's entirely up to you. But in my eyes, that just defies the entire purpose of the unit. That's just my whole thing. But with that being said, we're just going to move on to the role tips. I view her as solely a support unit, nothing else. She's not doing insane amounts of damage. She doesn't have insane levels of defense other than the fact that she's tanking with pretty much all normals, almost pretty much. Once you get above 2 million on the normals, that's when you got to start worrying about, because she doesn't have guard, so AGL enemies could get you hurt. Leader skill wise, it's either Kid Goku with a full youth team, or it's GT heroes teams like Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta here. Partners wise, she doesn't have any good partners because she's Pan and she just doesn't have any decent links to really be going with even on these teams. The best links to be looking out for are definitely going to be All in the Family and Saiyan Lineage, and then GT on GT heroes will just be going off naturally. But yeah. Best slot position, I would honestly say try to keep her on rotation, if at all possible, just to keep up the off-rotational support of attack and defense of 20%, and then any super attacks you get in for extra defense. Remember, if she double supers alone, just only double supering, she can give you 60% defense off rotation. If she triple supers, that's 80% support for GT heroes or youth. 60% at that point for everyone else, but still, that is insane levels of defense support off rotation. I would try my best to keep her on rotation at all times. If you can't, it's not a big deal. She can easily be floated off considering she's not linking very well with everyone. But I feel like that defense from her super attacks is just so valuable. But that's if you even pulled her, you know? I imagine there's a lot of people that didn't even pull this unit. Like myself. So, I mean, if you didn't pull her, it's no big deal. She's not the most amazing unit, but her off-rotational support is actually pretty good. So, anyways, guys, let me know what teams you actually decided to put this unit on. Have you tried any spicy teams where you're not taking advantage of the fact that she has Scouter? If you didn't try to take advantage of that, let me know how that went with that team. I just want to know how it goes on how you use this unit, and if my build suggestions helped, or if your own personal builds helped you out more. Do let me know down in the comments below. Thank you everybody for watching, and I hope you have a good day and good night.